Welcome to the arena, pigs versus poultry, the profit showdown. Right then, listen up. My name is Emmanuel Ajay and you're not in some fancy plush restaurant today. No. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of farming to answer a crucial question. Which is more profitable, pig farming or poultry farming? Forget your delicate soufflés and perfectly seared scallops for a moment. We're talking about mud, sweat, and serious business. This isn't a game for the faint-hearted. This is about putting food on the table, not just for your family, but for the nation, and hopefully putting some serious cash in your pocket while you're at it. You think running a kitchen is tough? Try managing a farm where your staff grunt or cluck and your profits depend on the whims of nature and the ruthlessness of the market. We're going to dissect these two farming ventures like a prize-winning carcass. We'll look at what it costs to get started, how much bloody space you need, what you're shoveling down their throats, who actually wants to buy your end product, and how much of your life you'll be sacrificing. No fluff, no nonsense, just the hard-hitting facts you need. So, are you ready to get your hands dirty? Are you ready to find out whether you should be investing in snouts or beaks? Don't just stand there like a lemon. We're about to find out which of these ventures is the heavyweight champion of agricultural profit. Let's get this show on the road, and don't even think about blinking, or you'll miss the crucial details that could make or break your farming dreams. Wake up! The price of admission. Initial investment costs. Don't be a cheapskate. Alright, let's talk brass tacks. Money. Initial investment. If you think you can waltz into pig farming or poultry farming with a $5 and a prayer, you're more deluded than a chef who thinks a well-done steak is acceptable. For pig farming, you're looking at proper, sturdy housing. These aren't delicate flowers. They're pigs. They need robust pens, proper fencing to stop them from wandering off to the bloody pub, and decent breeding stock. Don't go buying the runt of the litter hoping for a miracle. You'll just be throwing good money after bad. Quality sows and boars. That's where your foundation lies. And don't forget water systems and feeding troughs. Solid ones, not flimsy bits of plastic. Now for poultry, you might think, oh, chickens, they're small, easy peasy. Wrong. You need well-built coops, secure from predators, because everything out there wants a free chicken dinner, believe me. Then there are incubators if you're hatching your own, brooders for the chicks, feeders, drinkers, and the initial cost of the chicks themselves, whether they're day-olds or point-of-lay pullets. It all adds up, and cutting corners here is like serving raw chicken, a recipe for disaster. You need to think about ventilation, hygiene, the lot. This isn't just a shed in the garden, it's a production facility even on a small scale. So, which one hits the wallet harder at the start? It's not a straightforward answer, you numpties. It depends on the scale you're aiming for. A massive pig operation will cost a fortune, but so will a commercial-scale poultry farm with thousands of birds. Generally, setting up for a smaller number of pigs might require more robust, and therefore initially more expensive infrastructure per animal compared to a small flock of chickens. But don't just look at the price tag, look at the value and durability. Spend smart, not cheap, or you'll be back here crying into your empty feed bags. Elbow room space requirements, don't cram them in, you animals. Next up, space. You wouldn't cram your diners into a restaurant like sardines, would you? Well, maybe some of you would, but it's not good for business, and it's certainly not good for livestock. Pigs, bless their muddy souls, need room. They're active, curious creatures. They need space to root around, wallow if you're doing it properly, and generally not live on top of each other. Overcrowding pigs is asking for trouble, stress, disease, aggression. And stressed animals don't grow well, they don't produce quality meat, and your profits go down the drain. Think about it, proper square footage per pig, separate areas for different stages of growth. It's not just land, it's managed land. Poultry, on the other hand, can be a bit more flexible, especially if you're looking at broilers or layers in a confined system. You can technically house more birds per square foot than pigs, but hold your horses. Intensive doesn't mean cruel or stupid. There are still welfare standards to meet, and frankly, birds that have a bit more room, better air quality, and less stress are going to be healthier and more productive. Free-range systems, obviously, require a lot more land, but can command a premium price. So, you've got options, from barn-raised to pasture-perfect, each with its own spatial footprint and management headaches. The bottom line on space? Pigs generally demand a larger area per animal for optimal welfare and growth. If land is your limiting factor, poultry might seem more appealing because you can achieve a higher density. But don't be an idiot sandwich and just think about numbers. Think about management, think about disease control, Think about the quality of life for your animals, because ultimately, that impacts the quality of your product and the health of your bank balance. More space often means happier animals and fewer vet bills, got it? Right. Let's talk about the biggest hole in your pocket after you've built the Ritz for your animals' feed. This is where so many aspiring farmers fall flat on their faces. You can't just chuck any old scraps at them and expect prime pork or perfect eggs. Pigs are omnivores, which sounds great, doesn't it? Oh, they'll eat anything. Yes, but that doesn't mean they. For proper growth, for good meat quality, for healthy sows and piglets, they need a balanced diet. Protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, it's a science, not a bloody guessing game. And relying on waste food can be risky business, with regulations and consistency. Commercial pig feed is formulated for results, but it costs. Then you've got your feathered friends. Poultry, especially modern breeds developed for meat or egg production, are like finely tuned athletes. They need specific diets for specific purposes. Broilers need high-protein starter crumbles, then grower pellets. Laying hens need calcium for strong eggshells and the right balance of nutrients to keep popping out those eggs day after day. If you skimp on feed quality for your layers, your egg production will plummet faster than a bad souffle. And again, commercial feeds are your best bet for consistency and performance, unless you're a nutritional wizard with access to all the raw ingredients and a mill. So, who's the hungrier beast when it comes to your budget? Pigs eat a lot. They have a good feed conversion ratio, meaning they turn feed into meat efficiently, but the sheer volume they consume daily can be staggering, especially as they approach market weight. Poultry eat less individually, but if you have thousands of birds, that adds up incredibly fast too. The key here is efficiency. Minimize waste, buy feed in bulk if you can store it properly, and constantly monitor your animal's performance against their feed intake. This is where you win or lose the profit game, so don't be a donkey. Pay attention to what you're shoveling in. Okay, you've spent a fortune, given them 5-star accommodation, and fed them like kings. Now what? Can you actually sell the damn stuff? Market demand and selling prices? This is where the rubber meets the road or the bacon meets the frying pan. Let's talk pork. Demand for pork is generally strong and consistent. You've got everything from Sunday roasts to bacon, sausages, ham, ribs. The versatility is incredible. This means multiple avenues to market, from selling whole carcasses to butchers to direct sales of specific cuts, or even value-added products if you've got the skills and licenses. But prices can fluctuate based on global markets, feed costs, and even disease outbreaks elsewhere. Now, poultry. Chicken is the king of cheap protein in many parts of the world. The demand is enormous. Everyone eats chicken, and eggs, a daily staple. This high demand is great, but it can also mean a very competitive market, especially for standard broiler meat. Prices can be squeezed by the big players. However, there are niches organic, free-range heritage breeds. These can command a premium if you can find the right customers and market effectively. Eggs offer a steady, regular income stream, which is a massive plus for cash flow. You're not waiting months for a return like with a market hog. So, who wins on marketability? Both have strong demand, but they play in different leagues. Pork might offer higher prices per unit for certain cuts and value-added products, but poultry, especially chicken and eggs, offers a relentless high-volume demand. You need to do your homework. Who are you selling to? Local markets, restaurants, supermarkets? Each has its own price points, quality requirements, and payment terms. Don't just raise an animal. Raise an animal someone wants to buy at a price that makes you a profit. It's business, not a bloody charity. Right, the final hurdle before we tot up the scores: labor and time. If you think farming is a kickback and relax while the money rolls in kind of job, then you, my friend, are an idiot sandwich. This is hard graft, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Animals don't take Christmas off. For pig farming, the daily tasks are demanding. Feeding, watering, mucking out pens, which is not a job for the squeamish, let me tell you. Health checks are vital. A sick pig can go downhill fast. And if you're breeding, farrowing requires round-the-clock attention sometimes. It's physically demanding work. What about the little cluckers? Poultry might seem less physically intensive on a per-animal basis, but the routine is relentless. Daily egg collection is non-negotiable if you want quality. Regular cleaning of coops is essential to prevent disease and pests. Topping up feed and water sometimes multiple times a day. Predator patrol. You'll spend half your life trying to outsmart foxes and hawks. And if you're dealing with thousands of birds, even seemingly small tasks multiply into hours of work. Disease can spread like wildfire in a flock, so vigilance is key. So who demands more of your precious time? It's a tough call. Pigs might need more heavy lifting, more brute force. Poultry, especially on a larger scale, can be a constant, niggly, time-consuming operation with lots of repetitive tasks. Both require you to be observant, responsive, and bloody dedicated. There are no shortcuts. If you're not prepared to put in the hours, the sweat, and the dedication, then honestly, go flip burgers. Farming, whether it's pigs or poultry, is a lifestyle, not just a job. It demands your respect and your full commitment. End of story. Right, we've been through the mud and the feathers, the costs and the chaos. We've laid it all bare: initial investment, space, feed, market, and the sheer bloody hard work involved in both pig and poultry farming. There's no single, simple answer that I can just hand you on a silver platter, you know? The more profitable venture depends entirely on your resources, your land, your market, and frankly, how much grit you've got in your belly. One person might make a killing with pigs, while another finds their fortune in fowls. Pigs can offer bigger returns per animal, especially if you can tap into niche markets or value-added products, but they come with higher initial setup for robust infrastructure and significant feed costs. Poultry, particularly eggs, can provide a quicker, more consistent cash flow, and chicken meat has a massive market. But competition can be fierce, and managing large flocks takes incredible attention to detail to maintain health and productivity. It's about weighing the pros and cons. Don't just follow the herd or the flock for that matter. So, which farming venture do you think is more profitable? Have you got experience with either? Are you thinking of taking the plunge? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts, your experiences, your brilliant insights, or your spectacular failures. We learn from it all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. We're not done dishing out the truth yet. Until next time, happy farming. And for goodness sake, make a decision and get on with it.